this lesson, we deal with data collection, why we should do it and what we can achieve. In particular, we want to understand what happens with the introduction of a certain energy technology for food utilization, in particular for refugees and IDPs. We have to carefully analyze if it works well, that is, if it works as it was supposed to, and if people appreciate, want to use and replicate it. And of course, we have to analyze its impact on people's life, considering different aspects like food security and nutrition, health, economy, the environment, and so on. In the previous step, the objectives of the monitoring system have been defined. Next, its characteristics have to be detailed in order to be able to analyze the technology in use and its impact. The monitoring system will use different materials and methods according to the aspect of food utilization, like cooking, food preservation, or water access, affected by the technology. Finally, in order to evaluate the use and the impacts, appropriate indicators have to be selected. Indicators are the lens we are going to use. Indicators are the main components of the monitoring system. Indicators have to be carefully chosen per each aspect. They can be direct or indirect, called also proxy, in any case selected with particular characteristics. They can be smart or described by other sets of properties. They have to be able to assess a certain subject of interest in a quantitative or qualitative way. It is important to understand if the indicator requires a baseline, a regular monitoring, only a final evaluation, or any combination of these possibilities. A baseline is the value of an indicator before the technology introduction and typically is the benchmark utilized to evaluate an impact. However, also other references value can be used, available in literature or in specific databases. Also, the selection of the evaluation methodology is important, considering both materials like registers, forms and data loggers, and methods. Finally, since the very beginning, it is important to have a clear idea about how data will be managed and analyzed. However, it is important to be open to unexpected outcomes, as they are pretty frequent in dynamic contexts like those where displaced people live. Since the very beginning, a first data analysis can provide good information about use and impacts of a certain technology. In particular, it is possible to identify challenges and failures. Therefore, corrective actions can be developed to improve the effectiveness of the technology. Indeed, the final goal is to generally improve people's life. Thus, being pragmatic and having a trust-building approach is more important than being too scientifically rigid. The monitoring system itself can be changed, but only if strictly required. Indeed, if a dataset changes, comparisons are difficult and biased. Finally, technologies can be used in a completely unexpected way, and maybe this new utilization can be the best option. People are creative and innovative, and giving them the opportunity to demonstrate it is an amazing outcome. While data analysis during monitoring is very important, it is trickier to do it at the final stage. Indeed, the final conclusions of an evaluation can be disputable, in particular if technology itself is the subject of the analysis. Indeed, only certain aspects of reality are monitored and limited by the indicators taken into consideration and the monitoring methods and frequency. Therefore, the limitations always lead to incomplete information regarding what really happens. Biases should be minimized, but some cannot, and they always somehow affect data, thus also conclusions. In particular, qualitative data, if not assessed and analyzed with rigorous procedures, are potentially prone to subjectivity. Finally, an analysis is strictly related to the conditions of the context where it takes place, and these limitations should always be highlighted. Reporting failures should not discourage researchers and practitioners, because lessons learned are always precious to find the right way to effectiveness, appropriateness, sustainability, and definitely to success.